You know those websites where text glides in perfectly, images float as you scroll, and everything feels like a premium Webflow build? And then you look at your WordPress site, and it feels like a slightly upgraded PowerPoint. You open YouTube, type GS App Tutorial for Beginners, and 5 minutes in they're talking about timelines, easing, and JavaScript callbacks. You close the tab and go back to static sections, even though you know slick animations would make your client go, wow. This is exactly the gap a tool called Animation Addons is trying to fill. It lets you create proper GS App-powered animations inside WordPress and Elementor, with zero coding. If you want to check it out while we go through it, the link is in the description. All right, let's get into it. If you're a developer, a freelancer, or you run a web design agency, you probably know this feeling. Clients don't say, I want GS App timelines and scroll trigger. They say things like, can we make this feel more modern? I want it to look like Apple's website. Can the text animate in as people scroll? If you're working in WordPress and Elementor, you've got some basic motion effects, but they're limited. Once you've done fade in, slide up, repeat 30 times, everything starts to look the same. So you have 3 options. Number 1, learn GS App and JavaScript properly. Super powerful. Also, say goodbye to your weekend. Number 2, install a bunch of random animation plugins, each one doing one tiny thing, and hope they don't conflict or slow your site to a crawl. Number 3, give up on advanced animations and just tell the client, that's not really possible in WordPress, while secretly knowing it probably is. You just don't want to fight the code. For agencies, this is even worse. You want that high-end cinematic feel because it helps you charge more. But building custom animations from scratch for every project just doesn't scale. Most of us don't want to become full-time motion developers. We just want an easier way to add beautiful, smooth animations to WordPress builds without risking breaking the site. That's where Animation Addons comes in. I found Animation Addons on AppSumo, and the pitch was very straightforward. Create smooth, GS App-powered animations for WordPress and Elementor. No coding required. Under the hood, it uses GS App, the same animation library used on a lot of those slick premium sites. On top, it gives you a visual builder and a huge library of templates and widgets. The claims were pretty bold. Create GS App-powered animations without touching code. Access 200+ full website templates and 10,000+ section templates. Use 100+ animated widgets. And fine-tune everything with an advanced animation builder. All inside Elementor. Plus, it's built by Habibur Rahman, who's been in the WordPress world for over 15 years. So this isn't some random weekend project. It's clearly aimed at serious WordPress designers and agencies. I'll be honest, I was skeptical at first. GS App with no code is the kind of phrase that usually means we give you 3 presets and call it a day. But Animation Addons promised scroll trigger animations, smooth scrolling, split text animations, horizontal scroll, SVG and Lottie drawing effects, pinning elements on scroll. So I started imagining how this would fit into a real client project. Let's say I'm building a landing page for a tech startup in Elementor. Right now, my standard flow is pick a base theme, build a hero section, add some static sections, throw in a few boring fades, ship it and hope the client doesn't send me a Dribbble link as inspiration. With Animation Addons installed, the flow changes. First, I can jumpstart the whole project with one of their 200+ ready-to-use site templates. These aren't just single pages. They've got full sites across multiple niches: home, services, contact, about. If I don't want to use a full site, I can mix and match from over 10,000 section templates. Hero, features, pricing, testimonials. All pre-designed with good flow and conversion in mind. It's like having a giant Lego box of pre-built sections. Inside Elementor, I drop in a hero section. Now comes the fun part: animations. I can use their 25+ powerful extensions for Elementor to animate pretty much anything on the page through a visual interface. Let's say I want the headline to split into words and animate in staggered, the subheading to fade up gently, the call to action button to have a subtle hover animation, the background image to have a parallax scroll effect. Instead of diving into code, I open the Animation Addons panel. I choose a preset: scroll, fade, parallax, sticky, or text effects. I adjust the duration, delay, and triggers with sliders, Node.js. For the headline, I pick split text animation, choose by word, set a tiny delay between each word, and preview it live. For the hero image, I choose a parallax scroll preset, tweak the speed, and make sure it looks good on desktop and mobile. All of this updates inline in Elementor, so I can see exactly how it feels as I scroll the page. If I want more detail, I open the advanced GSAP animation builder. Here I can control when the animation starts in relation to scroll, how long it lasts, whether it pins on screen, how multiple elements stagger together. It's still no code, but I get the power user dials if I want that perfect micro interaction. Then I start sprinkling in their 100+ animated widgets, animated titles, buttons with hover effects, image reveals, scrolling marquees. One of those no-way moments is adding horizontal scrolling to a portfolio section in a few clicks. Normally, that's a whole little project on its own. Here, it's like, oh, you wanted that fancy sideways scroll thing? Click, done. Behind the scenes, GSApp is doing the heavy lifting. But I never touch a line of JavaScript. And because all the sections and widgets are designed to be responsive, I can copy and paste sections between pages and keep the styles intact, without breaking mobile layouts. By the time I'm done, my WordPress site genuinely has that smooth, layered motion you normally associate with a custom Webflow build or hand-coded GSApp project. So what does this actually mean for productivity and money? First, time saved. Instead of hacking together little custom scripts or Googling GSAP sticky scroll tutorial, you're working entirely in a visual builder. You can spin up a new animated landing page using templates in an afternoon. Reuse sections and animation patterns across projects. Tweak motion live in Elementor instead of editing and refreshing. For freelancers and agencies, that means you can offer premium animated sites as a higher-priced package, but the build time stays reasonable. Second, quality. Because everything is GSApp powered under the hood, the animations feel smooth and professional. You're not stacking 5 different janky plugins to force effects together. Third, cost. Let's talk about the AppSumo deal. Animation Addons has a lifetime deal starting at $79. License Tier 1 is $79 one time, normally $177. So you're getting about 55% off. For that you get lifetime access, use it on up to 3 sites, and all the good stuff. 200+ ready-to-use sites, 10,000+ section templates, advanced GSApp animation builder, preset animation library, scroll trigger animations, smooth scrolling, split text animation, horizontal scrolling, draw SVG animations, draw Lottie animations, pin elements on scroll, CPT, custom post type builder, header, footer builder. Tier 2 is $149 lifetime, normally $298 for up to 10 sites. Tier 3 is $249 lifetime, normally a wild $2,780 for up to 100 sites. Tier 4 is $479 lifetime, normally $9,248 for up to 350 sites. So if you're an agency, Tier 3 or 4 can basically cover your entire client base. One purchase, no recurring licensing drama every year when clients forget to renew. To put that into context, you could easily spend $50 or $100+ on a single premium theme or animation pack for just one site. Custom GSApp work from a developer is often hundreds per project. Here, even Tier 1 at $79 is less than what you'd pay for someone to add one complex scroll animation manually. On AppSumo, Animation Addons currently has a perfect 5.0 out of 5 rating from the first 5 reviews. And it's in the Launchpad program, so AppSumo has flagged it as a high-potential, innovative tool. Plus, you've got the 60-day money-back guarantee. So you can install it on a real client project, experiment heavily, and if it doesn't fit your workflow, you just refund it. So, who is this perfect for? And who should probably skip? If you're a freelancer or web design agency living in the WordPress plus Elementor world, this is very clearly aimed at you. You get a big library of full sites and sections to speed up builds. Advanced, but visual, GSAP animations to make those builds feel premium. Licensing that makes sense if you're building for multiple clients. If you're a developer who knows GS App but is tired of rewriting similar animations for every site, this can be your base layer that handles 80% of the standard patterns, so you only code the truly custom stuff. If you're a solo site owner who wants your own site to look way more modern, Tier 1 with 3 sites is probably plenty. You can animate your main site, maybe a side project and a friend's site for fun. Who is it probably not for? If you're not using WordPress and Elementor, say you're all in on Webflow, Framer, or Custom React, this isn't for you. It's a plugin specifically built for that ecosystem. If you hate animations and want everything brutally minimal, this might be overkill. It's like buying a cinema camera when you only ever use your webcam. Also, as with any animation tool, there's a responsibility side. If you go wild and animate everything, your site will feel chaotic and might take a performance hit. Used well, animations guide attention and improve UX. Used badly, they just annoy people. And because this is a growing, bootstrapped startup, you should expect things to evolve. Features will improve, the library will grow, and you might occasionally bump into a quirk that needs support. For most developers, freelancers, and agencies, though, the question is, does this make it easier for me to deliver wow websites faster without learning a ton of JavaScript? If the answer is yes, then a $79 to $249 lifetime deal is genuinely compelling. If you want to try animation add-ons, the link is in the description. You've got 60 days to test it on real projects and see if it earns a permanent spot in your WordPress stack. Next, I'm planning to compare this approach, GS App via no-code builder, against hand-coded GS App and another popular animation plugin to see which one gives the best balance of control, speed, and performance. So if you're curious about that, feel free to subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's product review. And maybe, instead of shipping yet another perfectly fine but slightly boring Elementor site, try giving your next build a bit of cinematic motion and see how your clients react.